racially, economically, politically. And there's no political party that's going to turn this thing around without God. Now, I know this is a pretty big Democratic state. Listen to me. I may make some of you mad. I have no hope in the Democratic Party, okay? All right, wait a second. Before you Republicans start high-fiving each other, I have no hope in the Republican Party. All right? The only hope for this country is Almighty God and the people of God. And the greatest thing that we can do here today, the greatest thing, friends, listen, is to pray. I believe in the power of prayer. God hears prayer. God answers prayer. In Nehemiah chapter 1, the children of Israel are in captivity in Babylon because of their sins and their disobedience.
Amen.
And they're in captivity. And Nehemiah is a slave in the king's palace, a Jewish slave in the king's palace. And Nehemiah chapter 1, I want to read what the Word of God says. Chapter 1, verse 2 through 7. Hanani, one of my brothers, came from Judah with some other men, and I questioned them about the Jewish remnant that has survived the exile and also about Jerusalem. They said to me, those who survived the exile are back in the province are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down. Its gates have been burned with fire. When I heard these things, I sat down and I wept. For some days I mourned and fasted and prayed to the God of heaven. Then I said, Lord, the God of heaven, the great and awesome God who keeps his covenants of love with those who love him and keep his commandments, let your ear be attentive and your eyes open to hear the prayer your servant is praying before you day and night for your servants, the people of Israel. I confess the sins we Israelites, including myself, my father's family, have committed against you. We have acted wickedly toward you. We have not obeyed your commands, your decrees, and laws that you gave your servant Moses. God heard.
Amen.
Nehemiah's prayer. God heard it. And the king saw that something was troubling Nehemiah and asked him what it was. He told him that his home city, Jerusalem, the walls were destroyed, the gates were burned with fire, that the children of Israel that had survived the exile that were there in the province were in great disgrace. And the king gave him permission to go back, actually gave him letters so that as he passed through the provinces, none of the governors would give him any hard time. So he had a letter from the king and gave him permission to go back to Jerusalem and to rebuild those walls, to rehang those gates. And when Nehemiah went back, there was a lot of opposition. People told him, you can't do it. It can't be done, Nehemiah. And then when he started to do it, there were threats against him that if you continue, we're going to kill you. Within 52 days, by the time he got back, within 52 days, the walls of Jerusalem were rebuilt. Now people tell me, our country has gone too far. There's no hope. Really? You think Nehemiah can go back and rebuild those walls in 52 days? What do you think God can do to this country if the church, if believers begin to pray all across this country, state by state by state? Just think what God might do. And he might bring healing to our country. He might bring revival to our land. But it's going to happen because people pray.